I'm going to invite you to take a breath with me for a moment and just relax into wherever you are watching this video. But before we do, let me introduce myself. I'm Reverend Elizabeth O'Day, and I am known as Libby. And this morning I'm doing this talk for Unity of Yakima. And this talk can be played, I guess, at any time that they choose to distribute it. But possibly you're tuning in on Sunday morning with me. And so let's all breathe together. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And just know that right where we are, right here, the all that is, that infinite divine source in its completeness, in its perfection, in its totality, is right here. And this presence is one of goodness, is one of infinite possibility and potentiality. It is also known as love intelligence, for it is love itself. So let's breathe in that love intelligence right now, affirming and knowing together that that infinite source of all good, that love intelligence, knows what to do, when to do it, how to do it, because it has created the all that is. And so it is working through us now, right now, each one of us, in the most loving, beneficent, and beautiful way to bring forward the greater yet to be. And so let's breathe in that knowing that we are resting in an infinite love intelligence that already is guiding and directing all activity everywhere, through us, as us, to us, and by us. For we are this infinite love intelligence in expression. So we just breathe that in and let go and affirm these words together. We're coming together in unprecedented times. But maybe all times are unprecedented. Maybe that's one of the things we get to recognize right now, is that there is the lull of continuity that makes us think that everything is the same and going to stay the same. And it's not. That's not the nature of the world of form. That's not what happens here. Once you come into form, be it a thought or a mountain, it is always changing. It is always in process. It is never static. And so knowing that, one of the things that's happening for all of us is we're getting this enormous wake-up call. Time's up! Time's up, everybody! Time's up! And you know, we're all reacting to that time's up feeling inside, like, wow, I thought I had time to do my forgiveness work. I thought I had time to get clear on my purpose and who I am in life and what this is all about. And I think we've also felt we had time to solve the problems in our own lives, solve the issues and challenges we face in our families and in our friends and in our work and in the way that the world is structured. And time's run out. That's the way it feels right now. Of course, time is continuing on or not, the way it is always done or not, because depending on your viewpoint, depending on whether you're coming from the absolute or the relative, the way we view time, of course, is subject to those viewpoints. So from our relative viewpoint, time is continuing on the same way it always has. But there is that sense of urgency and crisis, like it is time for us now. Time for us now to recognize that we're here for a purpose. This is not an accident. None of it's an accident. Going into how it got created and where it got created and what it's all about and all that good stuff, we can all do that armchair quarterbacking for the rest of time that follows this. But for right now I ask you and invite you to really check inside if you're resisting what is going on in your life right now. Because time's up on that resistance. How has it served you? And if you're like me, I think you'll recognize that there's certain patterns of resistance within you to the what is, to the what's going on, to events and circumstances that you don't want in your life or you don't like in your life, or that bring up fear and trigger old trauma. This time is laden with all of that. So it brings forward in us the very worst of us. And we've seen that plastered on the news, how many of us have reacted out of the worst fears of us and our most defensive measures to protect ourselves, whether it's hoarding boatloads of toilet paper, or whether it's going into absolute denial and refusing to change our lives at all and continuing on, or trying to continue on with the social life and the activities we've had in the past. Whatever our resistance is, today, let's collectively have an agreement to postpone resisting and open to the true power, and this is our spiritual practice for today. It is surrender. It is letting go. And so as we let go of our resistance to the now, to the what is, to whatever condition or circumstance we find ourselves in, whether it's dealing with our own past trauma and our own conditioning and our own reactivity, or the actual circumstances of our lives, like food scarcity or loneliness or panic anxiety, or the simple fact that, gosh, we haven't driven our car in a couple of weeks, and we go outside to go to the grocery store to pick up the groceries we ordered, and the battery won't work. Whatever the situation, let's have an agreement today that we let go of our resistance. So I invite you to close your eyes again for a moment and just breathe into your heart and tap into your heart. Feel how your heart feels right now. My chest is a little tight. I've got a little nerves about giving a talk without anybody in the room. So I invite you just to tap into what's your anxiety, what's your fear, or if you don't have any, can you completely relax in this moment into your heart? And just breathe together. I'm going to remind you that there's a beautiful prayer that we say in 12-step programs, and it's called the Serenity Prayer. So let's say it together. God, infinite life, the source of all that is, grant me the serenity. Grant me the serenity. Let that serenity fill me right now so that I can accept. Those things I cannot change. You know what? Right now, let me accept what I cannot change. And let me have the courage. Right now, I'm calling in the courage to change the things I can. To change the things that are mine to do the action and the activity that is right in front of me, that's the next indicated step. Give me the courage. Let that courage blossom in my heart right now to do the next indicated step, those things I need to do today. And please, let that wisdom, that infinite love intelligence, that great wisdom come in within me right now and be filling my awareness. That wisdom to know the difference between what I can do, what is mine to do today, and that which I need to accept and surrender to. Let's do a recap of that prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And as I rest into that, I'm giving thanks today for choosing to live at this time, for choosing to be here at this time on the planet, that this is the time that I incarnated for. This is what I'm here for, this time. And I believe that my previous experiences were in preparation for this. Because now is the time when collectively we can join together in that energetic field of thought, of presence, of energy, whatever you want to call that presence that we all have collectively in that one mind, in that field of consciousness, in the field of energy. As we join together right now at this crucial time on the planet, we can choose. We can choose peace. We can choose abundance. You know what? We know that there's already plenty on this planet. There is enough for everyone to be fed. There is enough for everyone to have proper housing and clothing and clean water and clean air. We know how to do this, but we haven't been able to, because we've been committed to old ways and old systems, and we've been terrified about the day when those systems came apart or crashed or fell or no longer worked. And look, here we are. That infinite divine source, that universal presence, is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. It has put a stop to everything and reminded us of what is really important. And you know what? All the stockpiling of wealth in the world won't save you from a pandemic. This is hilarious. I haven't had a phone call in days, and people are calling me during this video constantly. I love how life is. You know, it's as I'm calling in that wonderful energy of choosing the health and the vitality and the world that works for everyone. It's interesting how all kinds of folks right now are getting in contact with me physically. So as this happens, I'm going to invite you to just laugh with me. Just laugh at how things are. That we get so serious and we think we're so important and that what we're doing is just so vital and woo, whatever that is. And you know what? Right now, if you're an Instacart shopper bringing somebody their groceries, and if you are an ER nurse intubating a very ill patient, yes, it's vital and it's incredibly significant. And so for those of us that are not doing that at this moment, let's lift our hearts up in joy. Let's lift our hearts up in love. Let's lift our hearts up in laughter, because we're raising the vibration. And as we raise that vibration in joy and vitality, we are bringing forward heaven on earth. And that's our opportunity in this time. Our opportunity is one of choosing a world that works for everyone, of choosing peace and love, of choosing love over fear, and letting that guide our way, letting that guide our path. And so right now across the world, there's so many calls, so many different opportunities to join together in consciousness, whether it's world meditations for seeing peace and a new world order coming forward, whether it's seminars or workshops or online classes that we're all doing, ways that we're joining with each other to grow this consciousness of acceptance and love and a vision for our positive future. Now is our time. It's been predicted forever. And this is how it's going to happen. We are going to join together. We are joining together right now in love, in peace, in plenty, in harmony, with a full willingness to do whatever it takes to ensure the health and the well-being of others, of our planet, of our people. And all people are our people. For as one thing we have learned in this entire pandemic is it knows no race, it knows no ethnicity, it knows no country borders. It simply doesn't see them. Why? Because genetically, they're totally insignificant. Also, something we get to celebrate today, the beauty of our collective, how collectively together we hold the allness, the completeness of human experience. We are that human together. And what an experience that is. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes right now and breathe into this vision, a vision that you have, a hope that you have in your heart, a longing of a world that works for everyone, of a world where we hold each other up and we celebrate each other and we recognize the strength and the power in our unique gifts, in that treasure that we each bring to the world. The very thing that the Torah calls the Pointeli Yid, that place inside where we are one, the Atman, that divine presence that resides within all of us, that is this consciousness. Each of us carries a unique treasure within that place, because each of us has a viewpoint, an awareness that is unique. And so we bring all of that in, and I invite you to feel it lighting up across the field with me. To all those who are listening to us today, and to all those who are tuned in vibrationally to this message today, to this message of oneness, to this message of collective energy coming together to raise up humankind, to see the next evolutionary step occurring on our planet as we choose the portal, the window to go through into our greater yet to be, to step up into that next alive place, that next dimension in consciousness, that place of peace and plenty, the golden age, the Sattva Yuga, that time of heaven on earth. It is possible for us to reach that, but it is by choice today through each one of us. And I, for one, am deeply grateful for a number of things. For the opportunity to incarnate and have this life, and the long and beautiful life that I have had living on almost every continent so far of the planet, except South America. I haven't lived there yet. What a blessing this life has been for me, and what a blessing it has been to know you. To know you energetically, collectively, as I'm seeing, sensing, and feeling you right now, but also to know each of you individually that I have known. My family, my friends, my associates, and all those that I have touched somehow or have touched me. Thank you. Thank you very much. And may you be blessed. So let's close now with the Tibetan Buddhist prayer. This is a prayer that has many variations, and there are unity prayers that are very similar to this, and prayers at the Centers for Spiritual Living that are very similar to this, prayers that you have probably heard. So I'm going to invite you to take your two hands and put them together like a cup, like you're holding a cup. And I'm going to ask you to hold that cup out in front of your heart. I don't know if you can see me doing this, but it's like that. You hold your cup out in front of your heart. Then I'm going to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes as I close my eyes, and we cup our hands out in front of us. And you can kind of spread them apart a little bit if you'd like. And just imagine as you're breathing in that a pool of beautiful golden light, or any colored light that appears to you, fills your open hands. Seeing, sensing, and knowing this beautiful light filling your hands, and it is the light of love, it is the light of hope, it is the light of joy, it is the light of presence, it is the light of peace, and it is the light of healing. And I'm going to invite you to hold this in such joy. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for others. And now let's bring this in personally to ourselves. May I be at peace. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed. May I be a source of healing for others. Now, breathing that in, let's project this out and see this for the whole world right now. May we be at peace. May we be at peace. May we have our hearts remain open. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing for others. Now let's take this in a unity way. Let's say this as an affirmative prayer. In this moment, I know. In this moment, I know. I feel, sense, and know that we are all at peace. I feel that peace in our presence right now. And in this moment, I know and see and sense that our hearts are wide open. That this planet of humankind is opening its heart, blossoming like a lotus, like a rose. And right now I affirm and know that each one of us is awakening to our own true nature. Our own true nature is awakening in us. The light of it is shining in us right now. And I affirm and know that each of us are healed. We are healed. We are healing and healed and whole in this moment. And I know that as this occurs, each of us is a source of that healing for the whole planet, for the galaxy, for the universe, as we move into an awareness of our wholeness, our perfection, and our completeness. So I invite you to breathe that in and say with me, I am whole. I am complete. And I am one with this infinite source. And so it is. Thank you.